Hey everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Talkie Tuesday. I am Dori Patrick. I'm a mixed media artist coming at you from my home studio here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And I try to check in on a fairly regular basis to talk all things creative, artisty, whatever is going on, kind of just sharing a little bit about what a creative life is like. Welcome if you are new here. Welcome back if you are returning. And welcome to Big Hair Tuesday.
Wow!
You guys are used to seeing me in my pigtails. I usually am, I've got my hair pulled back, but this is Big Hair Tuesday. It is humid here in Iowa. I don't know if you all have heard of corn sweat. That's a real thing. And when it is so humid and the air is so heavy, my hair just gets big. It gets bigger and bigger. This isn't even really as big as it could get, probably, but it gets curly and big. And I'm about to run a few errands, and I thought, I don't feel like pulling my hair back, but I don't know. I might still, I might still do it. We'll see. Um, yeah, so I talked to you last week. I know. I'm doing two in a row. Bam, bam. It's kind of crazy. Last week, oh yeah, last week I showed you my new tat that I got, and I am healing nicely. It's a lot less gross than when you saw it last. I got to take the protective film off, and it's healing nicely, and I am so happy with it. Really, really happy with it. And I'm getting like all kinds of compliments on it. It's really, really nice. So that is all healed. I've just kind of been, this past week has been just getting a lot of little things around the house taken care of, little annoying things that you've been meaning to clean or meaning to fix. I've kind of got this little pile of stuff going, getting ready for a trip to Goodwill because I just need to get some things out of my way. This time of year, my brain starts thinking fall, and even though it's hot and it doesn't feel anything like fall, um, we don't have kids in the house anymore, but I love this time of year. It's sort of that anticipation of some new beginnings. Seem to always come to me in the fall. I love that time of year. So I'm thinking about some I'm diving into some new ideas. I'm kind of in that. I'm taking in a lot of information and I'm sorting through what I feel I can accomplish, some new things to try. So stay tuned for that. My poor, sweet, long suffering husband is always the one that I like to bounce things off of. And so he listens to me jibber jabber about all my ideas and helps me sort through because I want to do all the things. Don't we? We creatives, we want to do all the things, and it's just not realistic to do all the things. So trying to figure out all the new things that I can realistically accomplish is he helps me with that. But anyway, welcome back. This week is more of that same thing. I'm just kind of ticking little things off my list. Today I'm going to go run a few errands. I have a few things I need to pick up, and I'm gearing up for another studio season. I've got a show coming up at the end of September, which I'll tell you more about when it gets closer. So I'm really needing to gear up and get some new work accomplished for that. I have I've been fine tuning my wholesale business a little bit. Still working on that. There's a lot of fun things happening, and I'm trying really hard to keep it all straight in my brain. Which will bring me to today's topic in just a second. But first, look what came in the mail. I just picked up the mail. The Blick sale catalog just came in the mailbox. So I'm going to be looking through this at lunch. I'm sure most of you already know Blick, like so many other companies, they do really big back to school sales, especially their canvases. When you buy in bulk, you can get quite the savings on a lot of the basics. And so I'm going to be perusing that and see what I need and a little of what I don't need probably. Um, a couple of one of my errands that I'm going to run is we found these beautiful pots from this potter. Let me grab them. And I can't remember her first name, but her business is called Forward Pottery. And we found her I think we found her in Appleton, Wisconsin. But look at these beautiful pots. So this is the bigger one that we got. She told us that these little splatter pots are the remnants of her practice. Little chips of the glaze that she uses. And then we got this smaller one, and this is sort of an aqua base with the chips of color. Aren't those fun? It's just like confetti. It's so fun. So one of my errands is I'm gonna find a couple plants for these. I have an idea for kind of revamping the front of our living room and just incorporating more greenery and plants. I need things that are easy, so I'm probably going to do like some succulents or something in these because I need things that don't require a whole lot from me to stay alive. Do you know what I mean? But when I do errands, I kind of like to bump them all together so that I can just go boom, 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 get all my errands done, and then I can just be home and for the rest of the day or the rest of the week. So, anyway, today's topic is the Happy Planner. I told you last week that I was going to check in with you about what I think about using the Happy Planner. Here is my Happy Planner. So yeah, I have been using this all year long, and of course it's August now, so it's getting a little chunk on it. And I would love to just talk about what I love about it, what I think I might do differently next year when I get my new one. I just want to show you how I use it. I love seeing all the planner videos and how I love getting ideas about how to set up your system and everything. This has been a really great tool for me this year. I'm really happy with my Happy Planner. I think it's going to be the one that I stick with from here on out. I don't foresee anything better coming along that can do what this thing can do. Anyway, so I wanted to chat with you about that. Some of the pros, some of the cons, how I use it, what I would do differently. And then I want to show you like a couple little accessories that I got that I love that I can't live without. So what I think I'll do is bring you overhead so you can look at my table, look at my planner, my tabletop, and we'll chat about it a little bit. And I would love to hear if you are a Happy Planner person and what you think. I'm always looking for better ideas to organize myself, but I also use this to document my life. This is sort of our little family scrapbook. So yeah. So let's go over to the table and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Hello, pals. We're back. Okay. Welcome to the tabletop. And sorry about the ring light glare. That will go away here once we open up the planner and take a look inside. One of the things I do love about the Happy Planner is I do love this laminated cover. It holds up really well. And I mean really well. I knock this thing around and it protects it. You can wipe it clean if you spill on it or get, sticky glue on it. It really holds up well. So even though there's a glare in the ring light, I do appreciate this plastic laminate cover. It really, really holds up well for me. So I'm going to just give you kind of my take on it. And I am, again, I've mentioned this in previous videos. I am no happy planner expert. I am not sponsored. I am just speaking about my own experience and what I love and what I want to change about my own planner. So there are lots and lots of people out there who are experts and actually know a lot more about the product line and what's available out there than I do. It's more than I can take in right now. So, but I have loved using this. So I'm going to talk about three things I think, 3 cons and 3 pros. And let's start with one of the cons when it comes, not the big size. There's a big size. This is the medium size, what I call medium size, and I forget what they call it. Of course, I should have looked that up, but I think it's called like the original or something to that effect. So this is 8-ish, I don't know, 7-ish by 10-ish, 8 by 10-ish size. And I got the horizontal orientation for 2025. And there's a video from last fall when I purchased this, and I kind of did a haul video of some of the accessories that I bought to go with it. And I'll link that in the show notes so you can go back and see what I actually bought. But so let's start with the cons. One of them for me, and it's not a deal breaker at all, but is they get bulky. And I kind of love that. But the bulkiness can mean it's not as portable as you would love to have it. At least for me. I am not a big I'm probably not very often going to take this and all my ephemera and my pens and all that stuff and go sit in a coffee shop and journal and work in my planner. My planner generally stays home here in the studio with me. And I have it open with my to-do list, and I'll show you kind of how I use it in a minute. I make notes throughout the day in it. So it's handy here in the studio, but it is not something that I travel with, or I haven't yet anyway. It's too bulky for that. I will take like a tiny little notebook and a pen in my purse for when I want to jot something down or whatnot. But this guy stays home in my studio. Now, if I had a studio away from home, I might think about throwing it in my backpack, like when I head to the studio, but I'm just not there right now. And that's how I work in it. So it is bulky. And I did realize pretty quick that it was bulking up fast. So I'm almost through August and it's chunker munker. So, but I love that because this is also my memory keeping system. So this will get put on the shelf and saved forever so that I can look back on it as the years go by. So that would be one of the cons. And I think another con, I shouldn't call it con. Another thing to think about is the cost. And, the planner itself, and Happy Planner runs all kinds of sales on their website, and there are all kinds of retailers nowadays that also carry their line of products, and you can catch things on sale. I highly recommend that you do when you are purchasing, catch things on sale. It's a reasonably priced planner. They have tons of accessories, tons and tons and tons. And you can really go down a rabbit hole of accessories for these things. And that's fun. I totally get it. I think that it's worth noting to really think about the things that how you want to use this planner and figuring out what accessories will really serve you and which ones won't. And I've learned that over the course of this 8 years of using this thing. There are things I did not need to get at all that I did, but I didn't know. And so now I know. So it's kind of a learning curve figuring out how you want to use it and what you can actually use to put in it. Yeah. And so then I would say the third in the negative category is you don't want to get into this being unclear about how you want to use it. Think about a plan ahead of time before you dig into this. I had a general idea of how I wanted to use this, and some of that has changed and some of that has stayed the same. But I think having a really clear idea of how you want to use this planner will save you. It'll save you time and money down the road. But yeah, so that's what I'll say about that. I would say in the pro category, there are a lot of things in the pro category for me. And sorry, I have some stickers that have naughty words. So just a forewarning. Um, Here are the pros for me. The customization. Is that how you say that? Yes, customization. Being able to really think about how you want to use this planner, and you can really, it's so easy to just set it up the way that you want to use it. This came in really handy for me at the beginning of the year when I was working on my exhibition in the spring. And I think I talked about that in that fall video when I purchased these. I was able to take my whole big project, put it in the front of the book, and then I was able to break it down into manageable chunks of work so that I could get my show up in time and meet my deadlines. And I love that these papers and these tabs, everything is so easily, you can move things around so easily. And that is a pro for me. So I can get things where I want them. And it has changed how much I move things. But I'm really happy with the flexibility of the Happy Planner. It just has been really useful. Nothing is going to waste in this. I will say that. Another pro for me is the ability to be creative with this planner. So this is not just a planner where I lay out all my appointments and things like that. I do my to-do lists if I have a day that I need to really do a lot of stuff. I definitely use it for that. But then at the end of the week, I usually do it on Sundays. I usually print out photos and little bits that are moments from that week. So let's say this particular spread. Otis went to daycare, and this photo of him we thought was so hilarious. So I had to put that in there. We went to a show with some friends, and so I saved the little ticket, the little promo thing, and I glued that in there. This is my glue stick of choice. I know you know this. The Yoo-Hoo stick is awesome for this kind of thing. My daughter's birthday was that week, and we all went together and made candles. And so I printed that photo of us and glued it in. And then I just fill in with stickers. I make little notes if I really want to remember something. I don't coordinate a whole lot. I just stick in what I feel like sticking in. This was a spread I was prepping for my show. So these were things that I was making. Well, I guess you can't see that very well. There you go. I was making my flying people and my paintings for my Feels Like Flying show. And I wanted to just remember that. The dogs show up a lot in my planner because they are such a big part of our life. So when they go to daycare and I get a cute picture of them, I love to save it. I mark things like if I was sick or something major happened. At the end of every month for the next month, they have a little I guess you would call I call it they call it priorities. I call it setting my intentions for the next month. So you can kind of list out the things you want to focus on for the next month. Like if you know something really big is coming up that you need to work on. Yeah, so that's kind of how this is what those pages look like. I know a lot of people really love to do a coordinated spread. That is not my jam. I love mixing it. I love it being colorful and busy and crazy. So just about every Sunday is when I sit down and I journal and put photos in for the week that just completed. So yeah, here's a show I attended. Here's a ceramic class I took. I love looking back at these photos and just remembering all those little things that I would otherwise have forgotten. So let's skip ahead here and I'll show you. So here's August. This is where we're at now. So I kind of have an overview of the month and then it gets into every week. And when I haven't yet filled in all the stuff. So here's the week we're currently in. And I usually have this says today. So I always know where I'm at in the week. This is how I prep my pages before I use them. I usually go a few weeks ahead and I love you guys, I have a washi tape problem and a sticker problem for that matter. This has been such a fun way for me to use up my washi tape. And the thing is, I'm not even using it up. It's going to take me the rest of my life to use this washi tape up, if even that. And I love turning to a new week and having a fun little spread to write lists down and get to work on. So what I'll usually do on Sunday is I will journal and fill out my week. This is hilarious. This is TMI, but I got a bug bite on my butt last week. I do not know how that happened, but I had this butt sticker and I thought, oh my gosh, that is just too perfect. I had put that in. Anyway, see, those are the little moments. It's just whatever is popping into my head. Whatever I did, I got my tattoo last week, so I put that photo in there. We announced that I'm doing Fodder School 5 as an instructor, so I put that in there so I can remember that. Just whatever you feel like journaling. So Sunday, I will sit down and look at my week, look at what happened, and then I will print a few photos out just on my regular printer. But one thing I love doing, and when I traveled to Colorado last fall, a friend of a friend had one of these or something similar, and I just knew I had to have it. And so I got it for my birthday, and it is a sticker printer. This one is the Ivy. I think this is by Canon, but I'm not sure. Oh, Zinc. I'm not sure if that's the brand name. I will find a link to this and put it in the show notes so you can find it as well. So it's a Bluetooth little mini sticker printer, and it communicates with your phone, so you can take photos off your phone and make stickers, and it prints out of this little guy. I think there's like 12 little stickers at a time in a pack. So you put the pack in, and the app on your phone lets you edit the photos. You can even add text. Let me see. I don't do it every week. Sometimes I forget that I have it, but let me see. I'll find some of the, that's not one. It kind of has a glossy finish on the sticker. Yeah, these two, and because they're kind of shiny, it might be hard to see. But there's Otis. That was a photo on my phone, and I printed off that sticker. It kind of has a little glossy sheen. And then there's one of Cal. Look at Cal. She's so dang cute. Anyway, so this has been really, really fun to play with. But yeah, so Sunday I'll sit down, I'll journal, I'll fill in. I love just filling in all the space. I really got turned on to Happy Planner by Roxanne Coble, or by Bun. She's by Bun on the socials. And she calls it, what she does, a sticker barf. So she like fills in all the little spaces with stickers. I love a sticker barf too. It's so much fun. So Sunday I'll do all that, glue all my things in, I'll print off a few little photos, and then I have documented that week. It usually takes about 20 minutes. It just depends on how much time I have and how focused I am. But then I turn the page to the next week. I've kind of got a little list going for Monday, and this will advance as the week goes on. I have little lists of things I need to get done for this week. And I make sure I've got my washi tape and I'm all set. I usually find a couple of big stickers to put down in the notes because I don't write a whole lot of notes there. So the other pro I would say to having a happy planner is there is a lot of community around this. So if you ever are stuck about something, or you just want an idea about how to use a particular layout or something, there are so many people out there that are helpful and share their processes. So it's really easy to find resources and connections through the Happy Planner. There are people, I think there are ladies who call themselves Happy Planner girls. So it's a thing. And you can definitely go down the rabbit hole finding all kinds of videos. But yeah, all the little things that, all these little things, big and small, make up a life. And so I know that someday, this will go on a shelf, and someday I will look back on this and really enjoy reliving a lot of the memories in this book. A couple things. So the accessories that I have ended up really loving for the Happy Planner. Like I said, you can go nuts. You do you. I bought a whole bunch of accessories, and I do not use all of them. And so I've learned that lesson that you don't necessarily need all the bells and whistles to make this system work for you. But a couple things that work for me and that I will do again. Well, here, this is the big change that I would make for next year. And I'm definitely going to do this again, but so here's what I am going to do next year. I am going to get vertical layout instead of the horizontal layout that I have here. And I learned that almost immediately when I started journaling in this book. I really love the idea of each of the days being an up and down row. instead of this horizontal thing. My brain wanted to just put everything in columns, and I think that's what I'm going to try next year. So that was one of the discoveries that I found out right away, that I think I'm going to like that vertical layout better. So that's one of the changes that I'm going to make. That's a big change. And, I'm already through into August, so I can see this through for a few more months. But a couple things that I ended up really loving. One of them is an elastic band, because when your journal gets chunky, I love, and some people love a chunky, messy planner. I do not. This band was actually on an old Happy Planner that I used several years ago. I could not find any more. I couldn't find any online. I couldn't find any in the stores. They have specific elastic bands that work for Happy Planner, but I also think you can get some off-brand ones. But especially when you're like collecting things that you want to journal about later, if you don't get it stuck in the pocket or something, the band really helps kind of keep it in place. There are also pencil pouches that are on a stretchy band, so you could do the band and hold some pens and pencils on top, but I don't have a need for that because I don't travel with this very much. But so the elastic band is really big for me. And the other thing that's really big for me are the expander discs. So this Happy Planner came with original smaller plastic discs. So, which I could not even, there's no way. I think I was well into March when I realized I wanted the bigger discs, because it's going to get so chunky and full, and you want to be able to easily, I do anyway, I want to be able to easily turn through this book without everything being so tight on the smaller discs. Now, a lot of people who are experts at Happy Planner, they love metal discs, and you can buy those through the Happy Planner website, I believe. I have not tried those. I might try those next year. We'll see. But these have served me really well and just made this book easier to use. So, and the last thing, which I already mentioned, this little sticker printer. This has been so much fun for using in my planner, but also just to make stickers out of just anything. So every Sunday when I come to my planner and journal and fill it up, I print a few things for my journal, but my husband is crazy about our Callie Mae, our Butterbean, our yellow lab. He loves them both, of course, but let's be real. We all have favorites. She is his favorite. And if I get a cute picture of her, I'll print him a little sticker and I run it up to, he works from home, and I run it up to his office and I hand it to him, and he just loves it. So he now has this little collection of Callie Mae Butterbean stickers in his office that I have made with this little guy. This is so much fun. I need to remember to take it with me. It's not, it's very portable, but it'd be so fun to take this to an event. Like if you're meeting up with friends and have this with you and take photos and give them a sticker of the moment that you just had, that would be so fun. I just have to remember to do it. It's just a matter of remembering, like everything. But I think that's all that I had to share about the Happy Planner. Overall, I am 2 thumbs up. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I plan to get another one for next year. And yeah, it's kept me really, really happy. And like I said, this is a little time capsule for our family. It's like a little scrapbook, and we can look back on the memories and enjoy it. Hi again, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this Talkie Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you would give it a like and hit the subscribe button so that you can see more content like this. And I would really love it if you would share it with a friend. If you have a friend you think might enjoy it, that really helps me out, helps to support me and other artists when you do that on YouTube. So thank you so much, and I'll see you again in the next